Hi there, welcome to Sewing with Lulu, the channel where I help you master the basics of sewing and beyond. In this video, I'm going to show you what equipment you need to start sewing for beginners. If you want to improve your sewing skills and learn new techniques, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so you can get notified when I post new videos. Now let's get started. A sewing machine. This is the main tool you will use to sew your fabrics together. You can choose from different types and models of sewing machines, depending on your budget and preferences. You can also learn how to use and maintain your sewing machine properly. A sewing kit. This is a collection of essential sewing tools that you will use for various tasks related to sewing. Some of the items you will need in your sewing kit are pins. These are used to hold fabric pieces together before sewing. They come in different sizes and shapes, and some have colorful heads for easy visibility. You should use pins that are appropriate for the fabric you are using, and pin perpendicular to the edge of the fabric for easy removal. A pincushion. This is a tool that holds your pins and needles while you are working. It can be made of fabric, felt, wool, or other materials, and it can have different shapes and designs. Some pincushions have a strawberry attached to them, which is filled with sand or emery to sharpen your pins and needles. A seam ripper. This is a tool that has a sharp point and a blade on one end, and a ball on the other end. It is used to cut and remove stitches from a seam or a hem. You should use it carefully and gently to avoid damaging the fabric or cutting yourself. A tape measure. This is a tool that has a flexible strip of metal or plastic with markings for inches and centimeters. It is used to measure body parts, fabric pieces, patterns, and more. You should always measure twice and cut once to ensure accuracy and avoid waste. A sewing gauge. This is a tool that has a small ruler with a sliding marker. It is used to measure small distances, such as seam allowances, hems, buttonholes, and more. You can also use it to mark parallel lines on your fabric. Scissors. These are tools that have two blades with handles that are used to cut fabric, thread, paper, and more. You should have at least two pairs of scissors, one for cutting fabric only, and one for cutting other materials. You should also keep your scissors sharp and clean, to ensure smooth and precise cuts. Hand sewing needles. These are tools that have a pointed tip and an eye for the thread. They are used to sew by hand, when you need more control or when you cannot use a sewing machine. They come in different sizes and types, such as sharps, betweens, embroidery, tapestry, and more. You should use needles that are suitable for the fabric and thread you are using, and thread them with a needle threader or by wetting the end of the thread. A thread. This is a material that is used to sew fabric pieces together or to make decorative stitches. It comes in different colors, weights, fibers, and finishes. You should use thread that matches or complements the color of your fabric, and that is strong enough for the type of fabric you are using. You should also use good quality thread that does not break or tangle easily. Bobbins. These are small spools that hold the thread for the lower part of the sewing machine. They come in different sizes and shapes, depending on the type of sewing machine you have. You should wind your bobbins with the same thread as the upper part of the sewing machine, and make sure they are inserted correctly into the bobbin case or holder. A thimble. This is a tool that has a metal or plastic cap with dimples on it. It is worn on the finger to protect it from being pricked by the needle when sewing by hand. It also helps to push the needle through thick or tough fabrics. Marking tools. These tools used to transfer markings from patterns or measurements onto fabrics. They come in different forms, such as chalk, pencils, pens, markers, tracing paper, and wheels. You should use marking tools that are visible on your fabric but can be easily removed without leaving stains or marks. An iron and ironing board. An iron and ironing board are tools that are used to press your fabrics before and after sewing. Pressing your fabrics helps to smooth out wrinkles, creases, and folds, which can affect the accuracy and appearance of your sewing. It also helps to set the stitches and seams and to create crisp edges and hems. You should adjust the heat and steam of the iron according to the type of fabric you are using, and use a pressing cloth or a damp cloth to protect delicate or synthetic fabrics from scorching or melting. The last one is fabric. Fabric is the material that you will use to make your projects. It can be made of natural or synthetic fibers or a blend of both. It can also have different textures, weights, colors, and patterns. You should choose fabric that is suitable for the type of project you are making, and that is easy to sew and care for. You should also pre-wash and dry your fabric before cutting and sewing, to prevent shrinking or bleeding later. That's what equipment you need to start sewing for beginners. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something useful. If you did, please show some love by liking and commenting on this video. I would also love to hear from you if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. And if you want to see more of my sewing tutorials and tips, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so you can get notified when I post new videos. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon. Happy sewing!